Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you guys so much for coming back. I do appreciate all of my investing besties being here. We are a family of 5 and we plan on achieving FIRE, which is financial independence, retire early in almost 5 years with a $3 million net worth. So if that sounds interesting to you, or you just want some motivation so that you can get started on whatever your financial goals are, subscribe to the channel, like the video, join us. We are very open around here, and I always take you inside of our investing accounts just to show you guys what's possible with just some determination and consistency, and that you don't need a lot of money to start investing. Why? So we can change the face of wealth. So I wanted to do a quick Q&A regarding the $1 investing challenge and to answer some questions I've been getting about just investing in general. I'm also going to talk to you guys through this video about how to build your portfolios and make sure that they are diversified, and I'm going to show you how we do ours. And I have a special surprise for you in this video, so make sure you stay tuned. So I have my questions because I want to make sure that I remember them. So regarding the $1 investing a day challenge. So will this challenge be every month is a question. Yes, this challenge will be every month for the foreseeable future. And why are we doing that? So that we can build consistent habits. If there's one thing I can tell anybody how we became millionaires outside of, earning more money, it's investing consistently. Being consistent is so important to building wealth. If you start, stop, just think about how if you were budgeting. One of the things that you probably can attest to is that one of the things that help you become a better budgeter or get started on your journey is being consistent. You have to create good habits, and this challenge is designed for us to do month over month to create good habits. This challenge will, like I said, be only $1 every month. I am working on a 2022 bundle, which I will have all 12 months wrapped up into one file, and that will be $10. And I'll also have the a la carte every month for $1 going forward as well. And the November tracker should be up on the site by next Friday or next Saturday, but I'll let you guys know as we get closer to those dates. But yes, we are doing this every month for the foreseeable future because a lot of you have been asking me that, and I know over 100 of you guys purchased this tracker, and so that lets me know that you guys really want to know more about investing, that you enjoy investing together, that you enjoy seeing inside of our account so that you can see what we're doing. And like I said, I'm just all about this movement that we are creating. So yes, November tracker will be up next week. The second question was about the cycle or when we can invest. So I know some people want to invest like every time they get paid. Some people are doing every day, and others want to wait to the end of the month. If you want to invest on your pay cycle, please go ahead and do that. The reason why I selected the end of the month is because there are a lot of beginner investors joining us on this challenge. And one of the things that I wanted them to do is invest with me at the end of the month so that we can invest together. But if you have some experience with investing, go ahead and invest whenever you get paid or whenever you like. I'm just so happy, y'all, that we are still doing this together. In my mind, the fact that we are still tracking with the same trackers and we are still talking about the same type of securities, I am so excited. So if you get paid every week, go ahead and initiate your transfer. If you want to wait to the end of the month with the rest of us, you can do that as well. It's just by the end of the month, we want to have something invested. And speaking of that, we are going to be initiating our transfers on October 31st. That is a Sunday, that is Halloween, and a lot of the major brokerages allow you to initiate your transfers. Will the transaction be processed? No, because it won't. It's done on business days. So still, that doesn't stop us from initiating our transfer. Even on the weekends, I've done it. On the weekends, on holidays, it's already in the queue. So come nice and bright early Monday morning, the system will already execute our order for us. And it's just good to get in good habits about investing on the same day with the same amount every month. That is how you build up wealth over the long term. And I believe there was one more question. Yes, can we use any brokers? So as you guys know, I'm using M1 Finance, but if you have a Fidelity account, if you have a Robinhood account, a Webull account, go ahead and use those accounts. I'm just glad that you guys already have a brokerage up and running. If you still do not have a brokerage, I have all of my referral links down below. You get free stock, I get free stock. And it's a great way to just, say, hey, thank you, girl, for shouting these brokerages out and for, sharing this education and this advice with all of us. So yes, all of my referral links are down below. It doesn't cost you anything to use them. And like I said, it just supports the channel. And also, guys, if you want to make sure that you stay informed, follow me over on Instagram. I post often over there in my stories, and make sure you tune into my community tab as well. I have like a lot of polls and different things over there that kind of help keep us motivated as we are investing together. So I believe those are all the questions about the $1 a day challenge. I did get some general investing questions that I am about to answer, but if you guys have any more questions, just leave them down below. I'll make sure I get back to you guys as I always do. So let's answer some of the general investing questions that I've been getting. And keep in mind, I did make a investing 101 type of video. I will link it up in the eye in the sky, and I'll also have it down in the description box below if you wanted to go ahead and take a look. And if you are not on this investing challenge yet with us and you want to join, it is not too late, okay? You can still join us. There is still time. If you can have $31 by the end of the month, you in with us, okay? So just keep that in mind. And I believe at the posting of this video, it'll be October 13th. So my daughter gave me more of her ones. So yes, she has her 13 ones here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm just so proud of my baby, y'all. I'm telling y'all, I'm a proud mom. I'm a proud mom. And so yes, we are just continuing to, chug away our dollars and make sure that you guys are doing that as well so that we can be ready, right and tight at the end of the month. So let's move on to some of the general investing questions, and then I'll get into the portfolio and the surprise. So a stock, I've been getting a lot of questions about what is a stock, and keep in mind, guys, there is no such thing as a dumb question. Don't tell me, like this is a stupid question, but no. Ask me the question. I do not believe in, especially if you're trying to learn something that's brand new, that is so foreign, because let me tell you, investing, before we kind of really learned about it, it was this foreign thing. So there is no such thing as stupid questions when you are learning something. So I just wanted to put that out there to you guys. Ask away. So what is a stock? A stock is basically a security that represents the ownership you have in a particular company. It's just like a piece of the company's pie. So like my daughter, let me tell you, so she walks into McDonald's, right? And she up here like loud, like, I own part of this company, and the people are looking at her like something wrong with her, but legitimately and legally, she is telling the truth. She owns McDonald's stock, and as a result, she is part owner in that company. Well, that is what stocks are. It just gives you part ownership of a company. So yes, you could be part owner of Amazon. Yes, you could be part owner of Walmart. This is why I always say be a consumer and an owner. So if you love using a particular product or a particular service, get some shares into that company, even with fractional shares like we're doing with this $1 investing challenge. Get some fractional shares so that you can become part owner of the things that you spend your hard-earned money on a lot. So that is what a stock is. What are the three types of funds, not index funds, but just the three different type of funds? You have index funds, mutual funds, and ETFs, which are exchange traded funds. So all of them basically are similar in the sense that they are a collection of stocks, a basket of stocks that you can have access to. So instead of purchasing like an individual share, people like to have a fund that would give them access to like a tiny bit here and there. I think funds are a great way to stay diversified and help to build your overall portfolio. As you know, we do a little bit of everything because we have 12 investing accounts. Yes, that is a question that I got, that yes, you can have more than one account. You don't just have to have a retirement account. That was something we thought, that we could only have a 401k. No. You can have a 401k and a Roth IRA. If you have your own business, you can have a solo 401k. You can have a taxable brokerage account. You can have an account for your kids. I mean, it just really goes on and on and on, which is why I'm here to kind of bring this information out, because I think if a lot of people knew about this type of stuff, they would kind of, be on board and create, wealth building goals for themselves and for their families. But yes, index fund is really, really nice because those are like passively managed. A lot of people manage those types of funds themselves. A lot of them have low expense ratios. And the great thing about index funds is that you can really purchase those through a lot of the brokerages out there. So that's a plus. So Vanguard, Fidelity, things like that. Exchange traded fund is the same thing pretty much as an index fund. It's just that an exchange traded fund can be bought and sold like a stock. So let's say GameStop, GME. You can buy GameStop at 10 a.m. and then sell it at 10:30 a.m. Like buy in and out multiple times the same day. An exchange traded fund, you can do the same thing. An index fund, you cannot. You can only buy and sell at one time during the day, and that's usually towards the end of the day at the closing. Also, if you want to get into mutual funds are really big with retirement accounts. Why? Because a lot of them have minimum requirements. So sometimes you have to put like $1,000. I've seen ones that have like $20,000 minimum deposit so that you can even get in to the mutual fund. That's why a lot of them are associated with retirements, because a lot of people have that $1,000 or something like that to get into the fund. But if you want to have access to all three, because you can have mutual funds in your retirement account, you can have index funds in your Roth IRA, and you can have ETFs in your taxable brokerage account like your Robinhood or M1 Finance. So that is just what those are. And I hope that provided some clarity. But like I said, I go deep into this in that Investing 101 video. So you can tune into that if you want like a little bit more deeper insight to that. So let's talk about sectors. This is another way where you can stay diversified. And it's just a great way to be educated on the type of sectors and companies out there. So sectors or categories are basically how all of the thousands of stocks and funds and bonds and so on and so forth is categorized in the stock market. Okay, so there are 11 types of sectors in the stock market. I'm going to read them to you because I have my notes right here. So we have the energy sector, we have the utility sector, we have healthcare sector, we have the real estate sector, we have financials, we have industrials, we have consumer staples, materials, technology, communication, and consumer discretionary. So I'm going to go through those just real quick because again, I'm trying to make sure that you guys become knowledgeable investors. So energy is basically what it sounds like. This is all of your oil and gas and the companies that are associated with them. Some examples of those type of companies in those sectors are ExxonMobil, BP, Chevron. How many of you guys drove past these companies? How many of you guys actually use these companies to fill up your gas tank? And these companies also pay dividends too. Let's talk about utilities. So a lot of us pay power, gas, electric, water every month to somebody somewhere, okay? And a lot of these companies are also traded on the stock market. Duke Energy is another one, and Southern Company is also another example of a utility company. Moving on to healthcare. Healthcare is a big one. It's one that my husband and myself are really fans of. We are really bullish, meaning we believe this sector has a lot of growth still going forward. I mean, just think about it. As long as someone is still alive, we are going to need healthcare. And so Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer is an example of a healthcare company in that sector. Let's move on to real estate. Real estate is another one we really love. We own rental properties. And one of the things I love about real estate that a lot of people may not know is that real estate also encompasses retail or factories. So a lot of the malls, a lot of the standalone stores like Target and Walmart do not own those buildings. They pay rent to a management company. And those are the types of companies that are in the real estate sector. An example of that is Simon Property Group. Simon Property Group owns probably 90% of the malls in this country. Again, like... Also, Public Storage is another example of a real estate company as well. Let's move on to financials. Financial is another big one. You have JP Morgan, you have Chase. This is any of your companies that you go to bank, maybe companies that process mortgages, insurances, things like that. These are all under the financial sectors. You have your Bank of America. Do you bank with them? Do you have a Visa card in your wallet? Financials. Moving on to industrials. These are like your aerospace, military, airlines, things like that. Your Delta, your Boeing. Boeing makes a lot of the planes for Delta and American Airlines. Moving on now to consumer staples. So consumer staples are basically companies where they will always do well during an economic downturn. These are companies that most people will spend their monies at. Think of your Walmarts. Just quickly, just think back to when the pandemic hit in 2020. What were some of the companies that were getting a lot of business? You got Procter and Gamble, you have Walmart, you have Target, you have the Dollar Tree, you have Kellogg cereal and General Mills, you have Coca-Cola and Pepsi. These were a lot of the companies that were just killing it during the pandemic. Why? Because those are companies that people will gravitate towards because those are considered staples or necessities. Now, if we want to go to consumer discretionary, basically it differentiates from consumer staples in that consumer discretionary are all of your extras. So think about if you have extra money in your budget, what are some of the places or some of the things that you may do? These are companies that are considered consumer discretionary or just extra spending. These are your vacation-based type companies like Carnival or Wynn Resorts. These are like Disney World. If you want to think about more so like casinos, things like that. What are some other places? Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, places where people go to spend extra money. Dining out is another great place. Buying clothes. All of those types of companies, Nike and so on and so forth, are all considered consumer discretionary in that particular sector. I'm telling you, doesn't it kind of get deep, guys? Next one is communication. So your Verizon, your Netflix, these were companies that were doing really great as well during an economic downturn because why? People were in their houses. So as a result, they were going and they were watching, they were downloading, they were using YouTube and Google and just different things like that to communicate with other people. AT&T, Verizon, these are all companies that are traded under that communication sector. And then we have materials. Materials is another really good one. These are just like more of your natural resources, agriculture. So you have your painting, you have your Dow DuPont, you have Lowe's, just different things like that. Sherwin-Williams is a great company that is traded under the materials sector. I mean, they are sold in Lowe's, they are sold in Target, they have their own standalone stores. A lot of people used them during the pandemic because they were in their homes, upgrading and updating and improving things, and a lot of people bought homes as well. And then the last sector is technology. Technology is probably the most popular sector, especially among younger people, and I think Robinhood really kind of amplified that sector. You have your Microsoft, you have your Google, you have Tesla in that sector. So those are just some really basic lineup of all of the 11 sectors. Just a quick review of all of them. We can get much deeper, and I have a great article linked below if you wanted to go and dive deeper into them, but I didn't want this video to be too long because we're already at 17 minutes. Moving on to being organized. So being organized with your investments is very important. This is just as important as it is with your budget. I think a lot of you realize that it's so important to have an organized system when you are managing your money. Well, it's the same way with investing. We manage our portfolios inside of spreadsheets. And here's the surprise. Here is the surprise. I have something for you guys because I know a lot of you guys are new, and I wanted to kind of at least get you started on the path of tracking your investments. So I have a, drum roll please, a freebie right here. Yes, it is a portfolio tracker that I created for you guys. It is available on my website right now, mt1finance.com. You don't even need a code for it. Okay, you can literally add it to your cart. It will automatically update, process it, check out, and you can download it for yourself. Okay, I'm like, seriously, I wanted to do this because I wanted to thank you guys so much for all the support, all the kind words, all of the new subscribers that are joining me on this challenge. Like seriously, guys, you guys like almost made me cry several times when every time I check my phone, it's like ding 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 ding. That's when someone makes an order on the site. So again, thank you guys. So go ahead and get your tracker now. You do have until November 1st to get this tracker. After November 1st, it will be $1. So that means you have a couple of weeks to get this tracker. Get one for you. I know some people are doing this $1 investing challenge for their children as well. Some people are doing this, doubling up on this challenge. So a great way to stay organized is to get this tracker, y'all. Get this tracker for free. It is for free through November 1st. So like I said, thank you guys so much. I really do appreciate all of the support. You guys know how I feel about investing. I'm so passionate about it, and you don't see a lot of women, you don't see a lot of people of color really talking about investing, really bringing you inside of their accounts and showing you how it's done. And I'm so appreciative of all the support and love from all of my investy besties. So I'm going to take you inside of our spreadsheet to show you how we track our investments in the different sectors we're invested in and the different accounts we're invested in. We have some ETFs over there, many stocks, and I think you guys would enjoy that. So stay tuned. Let me take you right on over to the spreadsheet. Okay, guys, we are here in the spreadsheet, and this is how my husband and myself track our different stock portfolios. As you can see down here, you have tabs for all of it. It's pretty much the same thing in all these tabs, and we have to add an M1 Finance because now we have an M1 Finance account for the challenge. But this, in our Robinhood account, we specifically use it to track our dividends. And like we were talking about, the different sectors is so important when you are trying to build a diversified portfolio. But do not worry, I got you guys, because I'm going to make sure that we are diversified as we are doing this $1 investing challenge month over month. So I'm going to zoom in, number one, so that you guys can see it. All right, 200. Okay, so hopefully you guys can see that. So if you come here, you can see some of our stocks. We have British Petroleum, or BP, Coke, Cardinal Health, Walgreens, Aflac. We have Two Harbors Investments, that's a REIT. Cisco Systems Realty Income, that's another REIT. We have Amcor. Just you guys can see everything right here. We have the ticker symbols. Again, if you don't know what ticker symbols are, you will learn them as we continue on this investing journey together. We have our sector column right here. As you can see, we are invested in several different types of sectors so that we can remain diversified. We have some energy, some healthcare, some consumer defensive, some real estate. We have some communication and so on and so forth. And then you see our shares right here. So this shows you how many shares we currently have in our Robinhood account for our dividends. And one of the things I love about this is the share goal. So this share goal right here you see is the first step my husband and myself are taking in terms of building up our portfolio. Remember, guys, when you are just starting out with the $1 a day challenge, or you are a beginner investor, really set some share goals for yourself. So as we are doing this challenge together, our first step is just to get invested and then build up to one whole share. But after that, you can set your own goals for yourself, maybe 5 shares or 10 shares or 15 shares. And it doesn't matter if it's a stock, an ETF, index fund, whatever it is, just have some share goals for yourself, and you'll really start to see your investments build up and compound interest start to carry your account. But just some things to point out. So we have right here, we have some Walgreens. We currently have 34.05 shares, and our goal is 25 shares. So since we exceeded that goal, let's change it to 50 so that we can continue to exceed and excel in our investing. Remember, if you get to your share goal, start another share goal. Make it go higher so that you can continue to have the motivation you need when it comes to investing. And the same thing with several of the other things you see, like Verizon. We have 16.79 shares. We want to have 35 shares. That's our first goal. And then we'll just keep going on and on from there. So let me actually zoom back out again so that you guys can see. And we have, of course, our sector breakdown right here. And then I'm going to go over to Interactive Brokers. That's where our growth stocks are. I'm going to zoom in so that you guys can see this to 200. And it's pretty much the same thing as I just showed you in the Robinhood part. And again, guys, this tracker is a little more advanced, but if you want a copy of this, it's available on the website for you. But we have some Tesla in here. We have the ticker symbol for Tesla, the sector that it's in. It says consumer cyclical. I think that that's a tech company, and so I'm going to change that. And I'm going to change the color as well. Okay. It's a little bit off, but I mean, we kind of get the drift. But we have 10 shares of Tesla currently. Tesla is an expensive stock, guys. It really is pricey, but we're big fans of it. If you want Tesla inside of an ETF or index fund, try ARK, ticker symbol ARKK. Now, ARK is pricey as well, and it is extremely volatile, so make sure you buy accordingly. But Tesla for us is still a growth company, and it has a whole lot of growth ahead of it, so that's why we want to buy in it. And they may do a stock split again, and we may have more shares, so we're not sure. We have the price here. Moving down, we have some Apple right there, the ticker symbol, the sector. We currently have about 20 shares of Apple. I'm just pointing out some things. We have Disney, ticker symbol DIS, that's communication. 10, let's see, go down. We have some Amazon, just one share of Amazon because Amazon is expensive, guys, for one share, but you can buy these inside of index funds. But don't worry, like I mentioned, for our September stock picks, we're going to pick one ETF or index fund and one stock, and you'll start to see polls, like I said, come out soon so that we can kind of whittle it down and have our picks selected for November, and then so on and so forth. So that is pretty much how we keep track of our stocks. I'm just making it back, putting it back to 100%. And then, of course, our sector allocation chart right here, just to show us what fields we're in mostly in our particular portfolio. Again, don't forget to leave me a comment, like, share. Don't forget to subscribe, guys, and hit that little bell notification button. And follow me over on Instagram. I post over there much more often in the stories. Again, guys, thank you so much. And until next time, I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.